Hello and welcome to the round 24 injury update presented by AIA Vitality. So from Friday night's game in the AFL, the first one was Jacob Ryan. So he had that episode in the second quarter. He was ruled out off the vision, so we didn't even need the concussion test on the night. The vision showed us that he had a category 1 concussion, so he was ruled out there. He's currently in the protocol, so we're just going to go through that process. And in the early phase, we're just looking for him to be symptom free, so free of any symptoms in around sleep and headaches and those kinds of things, but he's in that protocol and we'll work through those stages as he's able to over the coming week or two. The second one was Nathan Murphy, so he got a knock in the second quarter, freed him up a little bit, half time sort of cooled down, third quarter freed him up. It was sort of a bit of a game where he was sort of getting up and down, and then he got another significant knock in the fourth quarter, and then that sort of ended his night. So it's a cork is what it is right now, so he's got a couple of corks in his back and sort of a glute region, bit of referred pain with that. He's pretty sore early on in the week. We just have to see how that progresses over the course of the week and see what level of training he can get into. We'll give him every chance to get up, but at this stage it's an assess later on in the week for Murph. And then we had one from the VFL unable to finish the game, and that was Krugs. So Krugs had an impact of that shoulder injury. So this is the one that he had surgery on just in the most recent off-season. Had an impact injury that caused like a normal sort of shoulder sort of numbing pain and that kind of stuff. He's was sore and too sore to go out and complete the game. He's gone through scans and all that kind of stuff, and it's cleared him of any damage, which is really, really good. So a real stinger type of mentality, and the surgery that he had on his shoulders actually helped him out in this point in time and prevented any further damage. So he'll wait and see and assess how he is with contact later in the week, but we're really positive with Cruz and that he'll get up for the VFL final, which is a couple more days' time post AFL game on the Sunday. So I think that time frame will work really well for him. A couple of late ones from last week. So Geordie was the first one, couldn't quite complete main training on Wednesday last week, and therefore we decided not to push him to play on the Friday. By the time Friday rolled around, he was pretty good. He was almost 85-90% there. And then over the weekend, his signs really settled down. He was able to go at full speed and that kind of thing. So he's full training this week, not expecting any issues. Once he gets through full training, he'll be available to play. The other one's Bobby Hill. In the main training session again, he was running at around about 75-80%, not being able to push past that point, just with some hamstring soreness. He was sent off for scans and there was no issues at all with that hamstring. That was just precautionary, and he was able to go at sort of 90% speed on Friday. Again, that wasn't quite good enough to get him out there and play, and over the weekend those signs will settle down. He's been able to run 100% earlier in the week, and should he complete full training, he'll be available to play. And Will Kelly's the other one, and he was again a couple of days short from playing in that VFL game on Saturday on the weekend. Just couldn't quite, some of the agility movements with his ankle weren't quite there. Again, bounced in early on in the week this week, and he's been able to clear those movements, so we'll look for him to be available in that VFL game come Sunday this week. Into our long-termers, Darcy Moore's making really good progress. He's up at around about 75-80% running speed at the moment. We're just going through those progressions with the hamstring injury that he's got. We're really positive and confident that he'll actually get into some match sim type work in the bye round pre-finals, which is a really positive step, and he'll be preparing to come and be available for that first final. So that's his time frame at the moment, really positive for him. And the other one's Nick Dacos, started rehab now, so he's sort of off the crutches, walking around really comfortably, started a lot of work in the pool, started some gym-based work and then some bike work. And he's in a really good spot right now. So he's really right on time, even maybe a couple of days ahead of schedule at the moment, which is really positive for Nick. And again, we expect him to sort of start running over the next fortnight. We'll be able to provide an update and narrow down that time frame the further we get into his rehab. Final one is Charlie Dean. So again, he's on the long-term injured list, unavailable to play, but he's at a point now where he's in full training. So he's in all of the match sim on the weekend. He's supporting the rest of the group, both at AFL and VFL level, by getting out there and doing his best in training. He's training at a really high level. So a really good spot for Charlie and setting him up for what should be a big pre-season next year. And that's all for the round 24 injury update.